The Keres were female death spirits in Greek mythology, often associated with violent and bloody deaths on the battlefield. These goddesses were the personifications of death, representing the inevitable and often brutal end that awaited all living beings. In Greek mythology, there were various deities and figures associated with death and the afterlife. While Hades was the god of the underworld and ruled over the realm of the dead, the Keres were specifically focused on the violent and sudden deaths that occurred in battle. The Keres were often depicted as terrifying and fearsome beings, swooping down onto the battlefield to claim the souls of fallen warriors. They were relentless and merciless, showing no mercy to those who had met their end in such a brutal manner. Their presence was a reminder of the harsh realities of war and the fragility of human life. The Keres were often described as dark and sinister figures, with long, flowing hair and blood-stained hands and faces. They were said to feed on the blood and flesh of the fallen, reveling in the chaos and destruction of battle. Their appearance was meant to strike fear into the hearts of mortals, serving as a grim reminder of the fate that awaited them all. Despite their fearsome reputation, the Keres were not necessarily evil or malevolent beings. In Greek mythology, death was seen as a natural and inevitable part of the cycle of life, and the Keres were simply the agents who carried out this inevitable fate. They were not judges or arbiters of fate, but rather conduits through which the souls of the deceased passed on to the afterlife. The Keres were also closely associated with the concept of fate and destiny. In Greek mythology, it was believed that the fate of mortals was determined by the Moirai, or the Fates, who spun the thread of life and determined when it would be cut. The Keres were the ones who ultimately carried out this grim task, ensuring that the will of the Fates was fulfilled. In some stories, the Keres were said to be the daughters of Nyx, the goddess of the night, and Erebus, the god of darkness. This parentage further emphasized their association with the darker aspects of existence, as well as their role in the transition from life to death. While the Keres were primarily associated with the battlefield, they were also believed to be present at other violent and sudden deaths. They were said to appear at scenes of murder, accidents, and other forms of violent demise, further solidifying their role as the harbingers of a swift and brutal end.